If you're over 60, you already know that every morning feels a little different than it used to. Maybe you wake up with a bit more stiffness in your legs, or you notice that getting out of bed takes a little more effort. Perhaps you've started to feel that your muscles aren't as strong as they once were, and you wonder if this is just an unavoidable part of aging. But what if I told you that the first hour of your day holds the key to rebuilding muscle, regaining strength, and reclaiming the energy and confidence you thought you'd lost? What if the right breakfast could set you on a path to feeling younger, steadier, and more independent, starting tomorrow morning? My name is Dr. Michael Grant, and I've spent more than 3 decades working with older adults, helping them overcome the challenges of aging and rediscover the vitality they deserve. I've seen firsthand how small, consistent changes can transform lives. And today, I want to share with you the single most important thing you can do each morning to rebuild muscle fast after 60. This isn't about expensive supplements, complicated routines, or unrealistic promises. It's about understanding your body's unique needs as you age and making one simple, powerful choice that can change everything. Let's start with a truth that most people never hear. Muscle loss after 60 is not inevitable. Yes, it's common. Yes, it happens to almost everyone, but it's not a life sentence. The medical term for this process is sarcopenia, and it's responsible for the gradual weakening of muscles, the loss of balance, and the decline in independence that so many people fear as they get older. But here's the good news. Sarcopenia is not just a result of aging, it's a result of missed opportunities. And the biggest opportunity of all is what you eat in the morning. You see, during the night, your body enters a natural fasting state. While you sleep, your muscles are broken down for energy, especially if you haven't eaten enough protein the day before. When you wake up, your body is primed for repair, but only if you give it the right fuel. If you skip breakfast or if you start your day with just coffee, toast, or sugary cereal, you're missing the critical window when your muscles are most ready to rebuild. Instead of growing stronger, your muscles continue to break down, and over time, this leads to weakness, fatigue, and a loss of independence. But imagine if you could flip that script. Imagine if, instead of starting your day with foods that drain your energy and weaken your muscles, you chose a breakfast that triggers muscle repair, boosts your strength, and sets you up for a day of confidence and activity. That's exactly what I want to show you today. Now, you might be wondering, what is this miracle food? Is it some exotic superfood or a supplement you've never heard of? The answer is much simpler and much more powerful than that. The food I'm talking about is the humble egg. Yes, the egg. For years, eggs were misunderstood, feared for their cholesterol content, and pushed aside in favor of low-fat, high-sugar breakfast options. But modern science has completely changed our understanding of eggs, especially for older adults. Eggs are nature's perfect protein source. They contain all 9 essential amino acids, including leucine, which acts as the master switch for muscle repair. Leucine is the amino acid that tells your body it's time to rebuild. Without enough leucine, your muscles simply can't recover, no matter how much general protein you eat. And here's the kicker. As you age, your muscles become less sensitive to protein signals, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. This means that the same amount of protein that worked for you at 30 or 40 just isn't enough after 60. You need more, and you need it at the right time. That's why starting your day with eggs is so effective. Clinical studies have shown that older adults who eat whole eggs for breakfast experience measurable improvements in walking speed, leg strength, and overall mobility. These aren't just numbers on a chart. These are real changes you can feel. Imagine standing up from a chair without struggling, climbing stairs without fear, or walking confidently without worrying about losing your balance. That's the power of giving your body what it needs when it needs it most. But eggs offer more than just protein. The yolk is a treasure trove of nutrients that are especially important for seniors. Vitamin D supports muscle contraction and bone strength, yet deficiencies are widespread among older adults. Vitamin B12 is essential for healthy nerves, ensuring that signals from your brain reach your muscles accurately. Choline sharpens communication between nerves and muscles, helping you maintain coordination and balance. And heme iron supports circulation, delivering oxygen to your muscles so they can perform without fatigue or cramping. The way you prepare your eggs matters too. Boiled, poached or scrambled with a little olive oil preserves their benefits, while frying in butter or pairing them with processed meats adds unnecessary saturated fats and sodium. For most people, 1 or 2 whole eggs within an hour of waking is enough to trigger muscle repair and give your legs a strong start to the day. But what if you don't like eggs or you're looking for variety? Don't worry, I have more options for you. In the next section, I'll introduce you to other powerful breakfast foods that work together with eggs to maximize muscle growth, stabilize your energy, and keep you feeling your best. These are foods you probably already have in your kitchen, and I'll show you exactly how to use them for the greatest benefit. Let's continue our journey into the morning routine that can transform your strength and vitality after 60. We've already explored the incredible benefits of starting your day with eggs, but the story doesn't end there. In fact, the best results come from combining the right foods in a way that supports not just your muscles, but your entire body. This is where the concept of synergy comes in. When certain foods are eaten together, their effects are multiplied, creating a foundation for health that is far greater than the sum of its parts. One of the most overlooked but powerful breakfast foods for older adults is oatmeal, especially when paired with chia seeds. Now, you might be thinking, oatmeal? Isn't that just a bland, old-fashioned breakfast? But oatmeal is so much more than a comfort food. For seniors, it solves a crucial problem: blood sugar stability. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to sharp rises and falls in blood sugar. These fluctuations don't just drain your energy, they also interfere with how your muscles use protein for repair. If your blood sugar spikes and crashes, your body is less able to absorb and utilize the nutrients you need to rebuild muscle. Oatmeal contains a special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber slows down digestion, leading to a gradual release of glucose into your bloodstream. Instead of a quick burst of energy followed by a crash, you get steady fuel that supports muscle recovery and reduces inflammation. Inflammation is a silent enemy of muscle health, accelerating the aging process and making it harder for your body to repair itself. By keeping inflammation in check, oatmeal helps create the perfect environment for muscle growth. But the real magic happens when you add chia seeds to your oatmeal. Chia seeds are tiny, but they pack a powerful punch. They're rich in magnesium, calcium, potassium, and omega-3 fatty acids, all nutrients that play a direct role in muscle function. Magnesium prevents morning stiffness and cramps. Calcium and potassium regulate muscle contraction and relaxation, and omega-3s calm chronic inflammation that can wear down muscle and nerve tissue. Chia seeds also absorb liquid, forming a gel that prolongs digestion and improves hydration. Hydrated muscles are less likely to cramp or weaken during the day, and the steady release of nutrients keeps you energized for hours. I've seen countless patients who added oatmeal with chia seeds to their morning routine and experienced fewer leg cramps, more consistent energy, and improved digestion. These changes might sound small, but over time, they add up to better mobility, greater confidence, and a renewed sense of independence. To get the most benefit, choose rolled oats or steel-cut oats instead of instant packets, which often contain added sugar. After cooking, stir in a tablespoon of chia seeds. For extra flavor and nutrition, add blueberries for antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, or banana slices for additional potassium. Speaking of bananas, let's talk about why this common fruit deserves a place in your breakfast lineup. Bananas are often underestimated, but they're a powerhouse when it comes to muscle health. The key nutrient here is potassium, a mineral that regulates the electrical signals allowing your muscles to contract and relax properly. Without enough potassium, you're far more likely to experience cramps, twitching, or weakness in your legs. One banana contains about 400 milligrams of potassium, which is roughly 10% of your daily requirement. Considering that more than half of older adults don't get enough potassium, this single fruit becomes a valuable tool in your fight against muscle loss. But bananas do more than just provide potassium. They also contain vitamin B6, which supports nerve health, and prebiotic fiber, which feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. A healthy gut environment improves the absorption of minerals like calcium and magnesium, minerals that directly influence how strong and flexible your muscles remain. However, it's important to pair bananas thoughtfully. Eating a banana alone on an empty stomach, especially if you have insulin sensitivity, can cause a spike in blood sugar. A better approach is to add banana slices to your oatmeal or eat half a banana with a serving of Greek yogurt. The protein and fiber slow sugar absorption, creating steady fuel rather than a quick surge. For people with diabetes, smaller or slightly underripe bananas are preferable because they contain more resistant starch and less sugar. For those with kidney disease, portion size should be adjusted under medical guidance. But for most older adults, incorporating a banana into breakfast provides the electrolytes necessary to keep your legs steady and your muscles firing properly. Now, let's turn our attention to Greek yogurt. Many people are familiar with yogurt, but Greek yogurt is different. It's strained more thoroughly, removing much of the liquid whey and leaving behind a denser product that contains nearly double the protein of regular yogurt. This difference matters because, after 60, your body's ability to hold on to muscle depends heavily on the quality and timing of your protein intake. Greek yogurt is particularly rich in two types of protein, casein and leucine-rich whey. Casein is a slow-digesting protein, releasing amino acids steadily over several hours. When you eat Greek yogurt in the morning, your body receives a steady supply of the raw materials it needs to repair muscle tissue well into the late morning. At the same time, Greek yogurt is rich in leucine, the amino acid that acts as the switch for muscle repair. You may remember how eggs provide leucine to start the process. Greek yogurt reinforces this message. The combination of casein's slow release and leucine's triggering signal is powerful. Together, they not only repair but also help preserve lean muscle mass against the natural resistance of aging. Beyond protein, Greek yogurt supplies calcium and vitamin D, two nutrients that form a partnership crucial to both bone and muscle health. Calcium is needed for every muscle contraction, from the simple act of lifting your foot to the more demanding task of climbing stairs. Without enough calcium, contractions become weaker, and cramps or spasms are more likely. Vitamin D, often lacking in older adults, improves the absorption of calcium and also strengthens bones. When bones are strong and muscles are coordinated, the risk of falls decreases significantly. Greek yogurt's benefits don't stop at protein, calcium, and vitamin D. There's another reason it's a standout choice for your morning meal: probiotics. These are the beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut, and their impact on muscle health is more significant than most people realize. As we age, our digestive systems can become less efficient, making it harder to absorb the nutrients we need from food. Probiotics help restore balance in the gut, improving digestion and reducing inflammation throughout the body. Why does this matter for your muscles? Because a healthy gut is essential for absorbing minerals like magnesium and potassium, nutrients that are only useful if they make it into your bloodstream. When your gut isn't functioning well, you might be eating the right foods but not getting the full benefit, leading to deficiencies that show up as weakness, cramps, and stiffness. For those who are lactose intolerant, there's good news. Many lactose-free versions of Greek yogurt are now available, as well as alternatives made from goat or sheep's milk, which some people find easier to digest. The goal isn't to force your body into discomfort, but to find a source that gives you the protein and minerals you need without side effects. For many of my patients, one serving of Greek yogurt in the morning became a cornerstone habit. It's easy to prepare, satisfying to eat, and most importantly, effective in preserving leg strength and overall mobility. Now, let's talk about a breakfast food that might surprise you: the sweet potato. Most people think of sweet potatoes as a dinner side dish or a holiday treat, but for older adults, they're one of the smartest choices you can make to protect your muscles and keep your energy steady throughout the day. The secret lies in the type of energy they provide. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates, which release energy gradually instead of causing the blood sugar spikes and crashes associated with refined white bread or sugary cereals. This means that after eating sweet potatoes, you receive a steady flow of fuel that keeps your muscles energized for hours. Many seniors describe feeling heavy or drained in the mornings, and much of that comes from starting the day with the wrong type of carbohydrate. Sweet potatoes prevent that drained feeling and instead give you lasting vitality. But they're not just about energy. Sweet potatoes are loaded with minerals that directly support muscle function. Potassium, as we discussed with bananas, is essential for muscle contraction and fluid balance. Magnesium calms muscle fibers and prevents cramping. Vitamin C, another component of sweet potatoes, plays a role in collagen production, which supports not only joints, but also the connective tissues that anchor muscles to bone. This combination makes sweet potatoes a food that supports both immediate energy and long-term structural health. Now, consider what happens when you add a sprinkle of natural mineral salt, such as Celtic or Himalayan salt, to your sweet potato. Many people think of salt only in terms of sodium, something to avoid, but natural mineral salts contain more than just sodium. They provide dozens of trace minerals, including magnesium, calcium, and zinc. These minerals are vital for nerve signaling and muscle contraction. Ordinary table salt, stripped of these extras, doesn't deliver the same benefits. For older adults who often wake up slightly dehydrated, adding a small pinch of mineral salt to sweet potatoes can help restore electrolyte balance, reduce stiffness, and improve circulation. The key is moderation. A pinch, not a heavy shake. Preparation is simple. Steam or bake a small sweet potato until tender, slice it open, and add just a pinch of mineral salt. Eat it warm, ideally after drinking a glass of water to rehydrate your body. Avoid adding butter, sugar, or marshmallows. The natural sweetness of the potato is more than enough. For an even stronger effect, pair sweet potato with a protein like eggs or Greek yogurt. That combination of steady energy, essential minerals, and high-quality protein creates a breakfast that supports muscles from multiple angles. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on what we've covered so far. You now have a toolkit of 5 powerful breakfast foods: eggs, oatmeal with chia seeds, bananas, Greek yogurt, and sweet potatoes with mineral salt. Each of these foods brings something unique to the table, but together they form a simple, practical system for maintaining strength in your legs and throughout your body. Eggs provide the complete protein and leucine to turn on repair. Oatmeal with chia stabilizes energy, lowers inflammation, and prevents blood sugar swings that interfere with recovery. Bananas restore potassium and electrolytes so your muscles can contract and relax properly. Greek yogurt delivers sustained protein, calcium, and probiotics for both muscle and bone. And sweet potatoes with mineral salt supply, complex carbohydrates, and trace minerals for circulation, hydration, and steady fuel. But there's more to the story. The timing of your breakfast is just as important as what you eat. Protein timing is one of the most important lessons for older adults. Many people believe that as long as they eat enough protein throughout the day, they're safe. But the body doesn't work that way after 60. Because of anabolic resistance, your muscles require stronger and more frequent signals to repair and grow. The morning meal is the single best chance to provide that signal. Research has shown that consuming high-quality protein soon after waking improves muscle protein synthesis far more effectively than delaying it until later meals. This means that even if you eat the same total protein by the end of the day, skipping protein in the morning leaves you at a disadvantage. That's why eggs and Greek yogurt in particular are so valuable as morning foods. They deliver the right nutrients at the right time, giving your muscles the best possible start. But don't forget about hydration and electrolytes. Overnight, your body loses fluids through breathing and sweating, and you wake up slightly dehydrated. Dehydrated muscles are more prone to cramping and weakness. Bananas, chia seeds, and mineral salts each address this in different ways. Bananas replenish potassium, chia holds water in the digestive tract, and mineral salts restore trace electrolytes that ordinary table salt cannot provide. Combined with a glass of water upon waking, these foods prepare your muscles and nerves for proper function. Of course, even the best morning routine can be undermined by common mistakes. Let's take a moment to address some of the pitfalls I've seen over and over in my years of practice. Mistakes that can quietly sabotage your efforts to rebuild muscle and regain strength. The first and perhaps most damaging mistake is skipping breakfast entirely. Many older adults believe that skipping the first meal will help with weight control or simply isn't necessary if they're not hungry. But for those over 60, this usually backfires. Skipping breakfast prolongs the catabolic state your body enters overnight, causing more muscle loss, which ultimately slows your metabolism and reduces your independence. Instead of saving calories, you end up losing muscle, the very tissue that keeps you active and strong. The second mistake is starting the day with sugar-laden foods such as pastries, processed cereal, or sweetened yogurt. These foods create rapid spikes in blood sugar, followed by crashes that leave you fatigued and hungry, while also increasing inflammation that damages muscle tissue. It's easy to reach for something quick and sweet in the morning, especially if you're in a rush or don't feel like cooking. But these choices set you up for a day of low energy, poor focus, and greater risk of muscle breakdown. If you want to feel your best, it's essential to avoid these sugar traps and choose foods that provide steady, lasting fuel. A third mistake is drinking only coffee and assuming it's enough. While coffee may provide temporary alertness, it offers no protein, no electrolytes, and no signal for muscle repair. Relying on coffee alone in the morning is like trying to start your car without any fuel in the tank. You might get a quick jolt, but you'll soon find yourself running on empty. If you enjoy coffee, that's fine. Just make sure it's part of a balanced breakfast, not a replacement for real nutrition. Finally, many people continue to separate eggs from their yolks out of fear of cholesterol. By doing so, they lose vitamin D, B12, choline, and iron, the very nutrients that support muscle and nerve function. The latest research shows that for most healthy adults, eating whole eggs does not increase the risk of heart disease. In fact, the benefits of the yolk far outweigh the outdated concerns about cholesterol. If you have specific medical conditions, consult your doctor, but for most people, the whole egg is a nutritional powerhouse. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the power of consistency. One of the most important lessons I've learned from working with older adults is that small, consistent changes are far more effective than dramatic overhauls. You don't need to reinvent your entire diet overnight. Instead, focus on building a morning routine that you can stick with, one that fits your preferences, your schedule, and your lifestyle. The foods we've discussed, eggs, oatmeal with chia, bananas, Greek yogurt, and sweet potatoes, are all easy to prepare, widely available, and affordable. You don't need fancy ingredients or complicated recipes. What matters most is making these choices a regular part of your morning. Let me share a story from my practice. I once worked with a woman named Linda, who came to me frustrated by her declining strength and constant fatigue. She was in her early 70s, had always been active, but found herself struggling to keep up with her grandchildren and even simple household tasks. She admitted that most mornings she skipped breakfast or grabbed a pastry with her coffee. We talked about the importance of protein and the right kind of carbohydrates, and I encouraged her to try starting her day with 2 boiled eggs and a small bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds. At first, she was skeptical. Could something so simple really make a difference? But she agreed to give it a try. Within a few weeks, Linda noticed she had more energy in the mornings. She was able to walk farther without getting tired, and her balance improved. She even started joining her friends for morning walks in the park, something she hadn't felt confident doing in years. The change wasn't dramatic overnight, but it was steady and real. Linda's story is just one of many I've witnessed, proof that the right morning choices can truly transform your day, your strength, and your outlook on life. You might be wondering how to put all of this into practice. What does a muscle-building breakfast actually look like? Here are a few simple combinations you can try. Option 1. 2 boiled or poached eggs, a small bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds and blueberries, and half a banana. This meal provides high-quality protein, steady carbohydrates, antioxidants, and electrolytes, all in one plate. Option 2. A serving of Greek yogurt topped with sliced banana and a sprinkle of chia seeds, plus a small baked sweet potato with a pinch of mineral salt. This option is rich in protein, calcium, potassium, and complex carbs, and it's easy to prepare ahead of time. Option 3. Scrambled eggs with spinach and tomatoes, a side of steel-cut oats, and a glass of water with a slice of lemon. This meal adds extra vegetables for fiber and vitamins, while still focusing on the core muscle-supporting foods. The key is to find combinations that you enjoy and that fit your routine. If you're pressed for time, prepare your oatmeal or sweet potatoes the night before. Keep hard-boiled eggs in the fridge for a quick grab-and-go option. Stock up on Greek yogurt and fresh fruit so you always have healthy choices on hand. The more convenient you make your morning routine, the more likely you are to stick with it. It's also important to listen to your body. Everyone's needs are a little different, and you may need to adjust portion sizes or ingredients based on your health conditions, activity level, and personal preferences. If you have diabetes, focus on pairing carbohydrates with protein and fiber to keep your blood sugar stable. If you have kidney issues, talk to your doctor about the right amount of potassium and protein for you. The goal is to create a breakfast that supports your unique needs and helps you feel your best. Remember, the journey to rebuilding muscle and regaining strength after 60 is not about perfection, it's about progress. Every morning is a new opportunity to make a choice that supports your health, your independence, and your quality of life. By starting your day with the right foods, you're sending a powerful signal to your body. It's time to repair, to grow stronger, and to embrace the possibilities of each new day. As you reflect on everything we've discussed, it's important to recognize that the choices you make each morning are not just about food. They're about your future. Every bite you take, every habit you form, is a message to your body about what you value and what you expect from yourself. Are you choosing decline, or are you choosing strength? Are you letting age dictate your limits, or are you taking control of your health one morning at a time? Let's take a moment to contrast the two paths that lie before you. On one path, you continue with the same old habits, skipping breakfast, reaching for sugary pastries, relying on coffee to get you through the morning. Over time, you notice your legs getting weaker, your balance becoming less steady, and your confidence slipping away. Everyday tasks become harder, and you start to feel like your world is shrinking. You might even begin to accept this as your new normal, telling yourself that it's just part of getting older. But there's another path, a path of action, intention, and hope. On this path, you wake up each morning and make a conscious choice to nourish your body. You start your day with foods that rebuild muscle, stabilize your energy, and support your independence. You notice the difference in how you feel. Your steps are steadier, your energy lasts longer, and your outlook is brighter. You find yourself saying yes to more activities, spending more time with loved ones, and enjoying the freedom that comes from feeling strong and capable. The difference between these two paths isn't luck or genetics, it's the result of small, consistent choices. And the most powerful choice you can make is how you start your day. The foods you eat in the first hour after waking set the tone for everything that follows. They determine whether your muscles are breaking down or building up, whether your energy is crashing or steady, and whether you're moving toward decline or toward vitality. I want you to imagine what your life could look like 6 months from now if you commit to this new morning routine. Picture yourself rising from a chair with ease, climbing stairs without hesitation, and walking confidently wherever you want to go. Imagine the pride you'll feel when you realize that you've taken control of your health and your future. This isn't just a dream, it's a reality that's within your reach, starting tomorrow morning. So, what should you do next? Here's your action plan. First, take inventory of your kitchen. Do you have eggs, oatmeal, chia seeds, bananas, Greek yogurt, and sweet potatoes? If not, make a list and pick them up on your next grocery trip. These foods are affordable, widely available, and easy to prepare. Second, plan your breakfasts for the week. Decide which combinations you want to try and set yourself up for success by prepping ingredients ahead of time. Boil a batch of eggs, cook a pot of steel-cut oats, or bake a few sweet potatoes so you always have healthy options ready to go. Third, commit to eating a muscle-building breakfast every morning for the next 30 days. Track how you feel, your energy, your strength, your mood. Notice the changes, no matter how small. Celebrate your progress and remind yourself that every step forward is a victory. Fourth, share your journey with someone you trust. Invite a friend, spouse, or family member to join you in this challenge. Support each other, swap recipes, and celebrate your successes together. The journey is always easier and more fun when you have someone by your side. Finally, don't be discouraged by setbacks. There will be days when you slip up, when you're rushed, or when you just don't feel like making breakfast. That's okay. What matters is that you get back on track the next day. Progress is built on persistence, not perfection. If you're ready to take the first step, I encourage you to start tomorrow morning. Set your alarm a few minutes earlier, drink a glass of water as soon as you wake up, and prepare a breakfast that supports your muscles and your future. Whether it's a pair of boiled eggs, a bowl of oatmeal with chia, a serving of Greek yogurt, a banana thoughtfully paired with protein, or a warm sweet potato with mineral salt, know that each of these foods is a tool for building strength, confidence, and independence. Remember, you are not powerless in the face of aging. You have the ability to shape your health, your strength, and your quality of life, one morning at a time. The journey to rebuilding muscle and regaining vitality after 60 starts with a single choice, repeated day after day. It's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about doing something consistently. So, as you prepare for tomorrow, ask yourself, what kind of future do I want? What kind of life do I deserve? The answer is in your hands, and it begins with what you put on your plate each morning. If you found this message helpful, I invite you to share it with others who might benefit. Together, we can create a community of strength, resilience, and hope, one breakfast at a time. Your journey starts now. Choose strength, choose vitality, choose to eat for your future every single morning.